Good evening, one and all. I'm Rafina. Here, I'm going to talk about the topic SEBI, the Securities and Exchange Board of India, and its objectives, management of the board, and its functions. And move on to topic. And we all are familiar about the word SEBI, the Securities and Exchange Board of India. And what is SEBI? SEBI is a regulatory and development uh, agency of Indian capital market, and the Securities and Exchange Board of India is a statutory regulatory body established by the government of India in 1992 to regulate the securities marketing and protect the interests of investors in securities. And actually it was established an administrative body in the year 1988 as per the recommendation of GS Patel committee, and it was subsequently upgraded as fully autonomous statutory body through the passing of Securities Exchange Board of India Act in the Parliament April 1st, 1992. And the I of preamble, an act provide for the establishment of of a board to protect interests of investors in securities and to promote the development and to regulate the security market and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. And next, objectives of SEBI, and such objectives are following. And first one is to promote the interest of investors and thereby attract a steady flow of savings into the capital market. The primary objective of SEBI is to protect the interest of people or investors in the stock market and provide a healthy environment for them. It's lead to attract a steady flow of savings into the capital market through that fair and proper functioning of stock exchanges get. And second one, to regulate the security market and ensure the fair practices by the issuers of securities so that they can raise resources at minimum cost. And this was the reason why SEBI was formed. Among the main objectives, primarily malpractices is one of them, and it helped to curb fraudulent practices by maintaining a balance between statutory regulation and self regulation, so that they are they can raise resources at minimum cost. And the next, to monitor the activities of stock exchange, and for the fair and proper functioning it's needed to monitor the activities of stock exchange. And next, to promote the efficient services by brokers, underwriters and the intermediaries so as to make them competitive and professional. And SEBI is responsible for the orderly functioning of the capital markets and keeps a close stick over the activities of the financial intermediaries such as brokers, sub-brokers, underwriters, etc. And next, encourage education among investors. And investors is the important factor in the security uh, and for this smooth functioning securities exchange and smooth functioning, for that need to get knowledgeable investors. For that, SEBI provides financial educational programming and awareness material, website, investors association, etc. And move next, management of the board. In initial times, the board of members and was comprising of 6 members, which included the chairman and other five members. After SEBI Amendment Act in 2002, three more members were increased in the composition of the board of members to make it to a total of 9 members. And there, the board shall be headed by a chairman, 2 members from amongst the officials of ministries of central government dealing with finance and law, and the next, one member from amongst the officials of Reserve Bank of India, and 5 members of whom at least 3 shall be the whole time members, and the presence of at least 3 whole time members also become mandatory, and thus there are 9 members including the chairman. And this is the management of the board. And next, functions. And the primary functions is to protect the interest of investors in securities and to promote the development of and to regulate the securities market by such measures of it things fit. And the second one is regulate the business in stock exchanges and any other securities. And the SEBIs ensure the business in stock exchange this and any other security markets. And next the next regulating and registering the working of the intermediaries like stockbrokers and writers agents etc., who may be associated with the securities market in any manner. The intermediaries for working efficiently. And the stockbrokers the SEBI is ensuring the working of intermediaries such as brokers, sub-brokers, share trends, share transfer agents, bankers to an issue, trustee of trust deeds, registrars to an issue, merchant bankers and writers, portfolio managers, investment and advisors, and such other intermediaries who may be associated with securities markets in any manner. And the next is SEBI is ensuring working of the depositories, custodians of securities, foreign institution investors, and credit rating agencies, and such other intermediaries as board may be specified. And next, registering and regulating the working of venture capital funds and in collective investment schemes, including mutual funds, etc. And the next, promoting and regulating self-regulatory organization for the development of investors and for preventing the fraudulent and next prohibiting fraudulent and unfair trade practices by maintaining a balance between statutory regulations and self-regulations. And the next, in prohibiting insider trading in securities, SEBI is also taking securities from only only from the outsider. And next is issuing direction to all intermediaries and other persons associated with securities market in the trade of investors or for orderly development of the security market. SEBI is giving direction to all intermediaries for the investors for orderly development of the in security market and for the effective working. And next, promoting investors education and training of intermediaries for the development of investors and effective working of the stock exchanges or security exchanges. And that the knowledge of investors is a very important factor for this smooth functioning. And next, regulating substantial acquisition of shares and take over the companies. And SEBI is regulating lot of shares and take over the companies, etc. And conducting research for above purposes and prohibition of the reports useful to all market participating. And more much more functions are available. It's calling for information from undertaking inspection, conductly inquiries and audits of the stock exchanges, mutual funds and intermediaries and self-regulatory organization in the security market. And the next, calling for information and record from any bank or any other authority or board or agencies or corporation established or constituted by or under any central investigation or inquiry by the board, and preferring performing such functions under Securities Contract Act Regulation Act 1958 as may be delegated to SEBI by central government and etc. And I'm concluding my topic. So here we are discuss about the objectives, management of the board and functions of SEBI, and we can conclude that the Stock Exchange Board of India is helped to regulate the security marketing and it's helped to protect the interest of investors, and it is very safeguard to investors. It develop the infrastructure, it promote the development of capital market, it improve knowledge of investors, and it prevented malpractices etc. And I'm concluding my words, and thank you for lending me of your ears. Uh, Thank you.